Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Deep Rock Galactic. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zero. Let's get to it. Alright, so today we're doing the Deep Dive, codenamed Corroded Hell. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. So the deep dive is a 3-stage raid-like environment. First stage, we have collecting 6 alien eggs, extracting morkite, and low oxygen as a modifier. The alien eggs are in that organic area that's pulsing with red light. The red light helps you get to the egg. Once you pull it out, you'll want to put it into the mule. Now, because there's low oxygen, the air in the cavern is toxic, and you have to carry a oxygen tank with you. The oxygen tank is fairly small. It only carries about 1 minute of air. Thankfully, the resupply pods and the mule have backup oxygen on them. So when you start to get low, you get close to one of those things, and then you get more. Morkite, you're going to want to look out for on the sides of the cavern, and go ahead and get all that morkite goodness in your bag and then into the mule. Now, each time you grab an egg, you have a chance of creating a swarm. Even if you don't create a swarm, you will have to deal with a small group of bugs. Now, the eggs will be seen on the train scanner. You just make your way over to it and then just dig for it. If you're not sure, look for that red light, grab it, and go. Once you have all of the alien eggs and all of the morkite, you can call in the drop pod, which you probably want to do. Now, one of the things you'll want to do when you call in the drop pod is stay close to the mule as it makes its way back. Without knowing where or how far the drop pod is going to be compared to where the mule is, it's going to make it difficult to know how far you have to go in order to get to the drop pod. And you don't want to run out of air before you get to the drop pod. That would be a really, really bad way to end your deep dive experience. So make your way over to wherever the mule is at, and make sure that you're following, lock in step with the mule to keep your oxygen at peak performance, peak level. Otherwise, you have to beeline it quickly to the drop pod, and if you're more than a minute away as the dwarf runs, you're in trouble. Get on the drop pod and get out. And that's the end of stage 1. We're on to stage 2 already. Now, it is worth mentioning that everything carries over from stage to stage. So if you don't have time to put stuff into the mule before you have to leave, you can put it on the drop pod. If you can't, it'll carry over to the next stage, and you can put it in the mule then. Now, stage 2 is new for season 3. In addition to morkite, which we did the previous stage, we also have industrial sabotage. So you need to look for these power stations. There's 2 of them. Once you get to the main part, the caretaker, it'll be shielded. Just follow the cables, which you see here, to the power stations. You have to take down the power stations. In order to do that, you have to call in a hacking pod. So once you call in the hacking pod, look to see where it's at. You put down the little pods that you pick up from the hacking pod, connect it to the power station. Once you do that, call out the hacking bot, and then you have to defend the hacking bot while it's defending. Now, if it gets interrupted, if it gets attacked, it'll get interrupted, it'll shut down, and then you have to restart it. Now, you don't lose progress when that happens. It just takes a little bit longer. So make sure that it's constantly going as fast and as quickly as you can. Once it's done, Hacking Pod will leave and the power station will shut down. So once you get the one done, you'll have to go over, find the next one just by following that power cable once again and doing that once again. You'll have to defend the hacking bot as it does its job. Once that's done, then you can take down the shield around the caretaker. And now the deep dive can be played solo, so you plus Bosco, or with up to 3 other friends, whether they are match-made friends or pre-made. Now once the caretaker's out, you will want to avoid or destroy its defenses, which include turrets and bots and bombs. And in addition to that, you'll have to make your way to a point where you're relatively safe and attacking those side panels, the corners. Once you get all of them taken down, then you just have to attack the eye. One of the 4 sides will have the eye open, the others will be closed. You'll do a certain amount of damage, up to about 50% of one of those 3 bars. And then it'll close off, and then you'll have to wait for it to reopen. So the best thing to do is make sure that you stay on the move and try not to get hit by the arms or serpents on the sides of it. And unfortunately, if you're a scout, this stage is going to be particularly difficult for you, as a scout tends to do a little bit less damage per second, per bullet, whatever, than everyone else. Alright, but once you get all 3 bars taken down, the caretaker is done for, and you're ready to move on. So once you have the Morkite done, once you take the caretaker out, then all you have to do is get the data rack that was underneath the caretaker the whole time. Just grab it, put it on the mule. The mule will take it back to the drop pod once you call it in. Now make sure you're also keeping your eye out for gold and nitra. Gold will get you more credits at the end of the mission, which is very important for upgrades and for overclocks and for promotions, whereas nitra will be more useful while you're doing the deep dive because it'll add the ability to call down resupply pods. Every resupply pod will cost you 80 nitra. So if you're going by yourself, you'll want to wait until you get low on all of your ammo, then call one in and immediately grab 2 sections of ammo, as each one gives you 50%. And then if you need it, you can always go back to it. Hopefully you'll be able to top off before you leave. If you're solo, if you're playing with 3 other people, then you'll probably want to only take 1 so that you're not taking someone else's health and or ammo that may need it. Okay, they will need it. Alright, and that is the end of stage 2. Already over halfway done. We're almost done with this. Moving on. Now, one of the things one of the main reasons to do the deep dive is for the matrix cores, which will provide, cosmetics either for yourself or for your guns, as well as overclocks for your guns. Alright, now the last stage may be the most difficult one. It's refining liquid morkite, and you have to grab 2 alien eggs. Now, the liquid morkite, you're just going to look for the blue flames and smoke, and also you can hear it called in the pump jacks. Alien eggs, we've already had that before. Just look for the organic matter or look on the terrain scanner. Now this has the modifier low gravity, which will help you not take as much fall damage, and rival presence, which means that there's going to be turrets and there's going to be shredders and patrol bots. So when you see the turret controller, you're going to want to take it out as quickly as possible. So then at least you won't have to worry about turrets. You'll only have to worry about shredders, nemesis, and patrol bots. And those will spontaneously spawn within the level. Now once you call in the pump jack, you're going to go to the rig and start a pipeline, and you're going to move the pipeline over to the pump jack. So however you want to do that, depending on what your job is, it might be easier or more difficult. Now once you have the framework in place between the rig and the pump jack, you just need to build the pipeline. And then once you have that done for all 3 pump jacks, you're ready to start going. Now you will need all the alien eggs, so both alien eggs, before you can start it up. But once you have that done, once everything is connected, everything's built, all the eggs are collected, you're ready to start pumping that morkite. You'll see the percentage go up on the side. You'll have problems where the pipes will start leaking. You'll have to repair them before that percentage is going to move again. So make sure that you're ready to move in and repair. Now, the swarms are going to be fast and furious, and they're going to continue while you're repairing. So make sure that you're keeping your eyes on the swivel, looking for those guys.
You fixed the problem. Everything is running smoothly again.
Now, I would say stay away from the rig, as that tends to be a kill zone for the bugs, so it's best to either ride the pipeline or be in a more defensible position than the rig. But once you're done, you just call in, you send the rocket up with a liquid morkite, and you have to wait maybe about 30 seconds, and then the drop pod will come in, make a beeline for the drop pod, and get out, and you're done. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll see you next time.
And start up the pump sequence.
From A to D, skipping B and C.
Well done. Cargo rocket is returning to orbit. We're sending in the drop pod to get you out. Hang tight.
Stop them dead.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
Resupply orders.
Supply pod requisitioned. Launching now.
Rocket stove.
Retrieving escape pod.